Holy damn, you guys. This chapter was pretty sick. So, 511 was released early, and after reading it, I'm so hyped for next chapter. Okay, where do I start? Sting starts off by basically asking Larcade why the hell he smells identical to Natsu, and Lecter kinda explains that he's also a Dragonel, but Sting then goes on to say something which renders my previous Acnologia video completely useless. He says that even if Natsu and Larcade are related, they should smell different because, and that's how it works essentially. But then he says, but they don't, they smell identical. That's when Larcade states that Natsu is in a sense also Seraph's child. Everyone are shocked at this revelation. So before I continue with the rest of this chapter, Larcade pretty much just confirmed that he was also created by Seraph, by saying that Natsu is also a child and that's why they smell identical. And it got me thinking, if they smell identical, wouldn't that mean that they are created in the same way as well? Like, it kind of makes sense that if Natsu and Larcade smells identical, then they might both be demons created in the same sort of way. It kind of brings some confusion though, because Mavis is obviously said to be his mother. Well, it's not confirmed to be honest, but it was kinda strongly hinted by August with that frame that we got of Mavis when he said that the only force that could defeat Larcade was his mother. But yeah, and obviously we got to know how smells work, so that's cool. But so Sting once again eats Larcade's magic and counter attacks and lands a pretty solid hit on Larcade actually, even knocking him down in fact. However, Larcade doesn't really seem to be hurt interestingly enough, or at least not judging by the way he speaks so casually even after being smacked down. We then find out that the name of Larcade's new attack, which is called Soul of the Forbidden Meal, and this causes everyone at the scene, except Larcade of course, to become extremely hungry, and everyone except Sting are illustrated as different types of food or candy. And they grow so hungry to the point where they start chewing on each other. Sting then even starts to chew on his own companion Lecter. But after realizing that this isn't working, Sting punches everyone, resulting in them all falling unconscious. Once that's done, Sting's he kinda goes on to Larcade, and yeah, Larcade kinda asks how is he gonna cope with when he's so hungry, and Sting pretty much just says, yeah, you're gonna be my main course, you bitch. And well, the fight doesn't. Sting is at a huge disadvantage here because of his hunger, he can't really fight at his full capability. So Larcade kinda smacks him down big time. After Sting is on his knees, Larcade kinda drives his cross through his chest, and you see a silhouette of this happening. You don't. But yeah, and then Larcade more or less tells him that it would be in Sting's best interest if he simply stopped helping Fairy Tail. But Sting of course goes on to tell Larcade that if not for Fairy Tail and Natsu, Sabretooth would still be in the poor state that it was during the GMG arc. Once that's said, Larcade says something very interesting. I've kinda been expecting this for a while, but now it's more or less confirmed to happen. Larcade says to Sting that Larcade is going to be the one to kill Natsu. And that is when Rogue enters the scene, but not to fight. He simply says to Sting that he's going to give him the power of Shadow so he can still fight Larcade. Sting of course tries to explain that he can't really consume other elements, but Rogue doesn't really give a shit. Just spoon feeds Sting that Shadow, and then that's when we are introduced to the most badass Dragon Slayer mode I've seen. Visually, that is. Sting enters White Shadow Dragon mode. And not only that, but it's the form of both of their Dragon Force at once. One side being Rogue's Black Dragon Force, and the other side being Sting's White Dragon Force, which looks sick by the way. At the end of this chapter, Sting of course has a very cliche input and says, I'm all fired up, But Larcade then sort of leaves as a cliffhanger, as he reveals the name of his next magic or attack kind of. He says, allow me to introduce you to the infallible magic of Desire, R.I.P. And that is where the chapter ends, with the next chapter being titled Sting the White Shadow Dragon. But we kinda knew that from the spoilers. Before finishing this video, this was an insane chapter. Not too much action going on, but the dialogue in this chapter was pretty crazy. The fact that Sting reveals how Dragon Slayer smells work, Arcade declaring that he's going to be the one to take on Natsu. Alright guys, that is all for today's video. Let me know what you thought about this chapter, and if you did, please like this video and subscribe if you wish to see more fairy tale content. Bye.